Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to AriesEDC. And today I get to do the final review of the Kunwu Compadre. And I have mixed feelings about this because when I'm done with it, I have to send this on. and I really don't want to. I want to keep this, but it's not going to be in the cards for me today. But the Kunwu Compadre. So Kunwu knives, they're doing some really amazing stuff. When I saw the Padre come out, I said, I love the shape, but it's a little bit too big. And then they did the Compadre, which is right around the size that I like. And it's just, it's everything I wanted it to be. So when I got a chance to be able to get in the pass round group and get a chance to experience this knife, I jumped all over that opportunity. So we're going to take a look at this real quick and just give you my thoughts and feelings on this knife. So right off the bat, you have the beautiful diamond patterned milled handle scales in titanium, which are very attractive. And they also serve a purpose because they're actually very grippy. So not only are they beautiful, they also are functional because it does provide grip when you have the knife in your hand, which I'll show you guys when I get the blade out and etc. It is a frame lock with the steel insert. You have the nice milled clip, very nice milled clip actually. It is not deep carry, so you have about that much sticking out of your pocket, which is not a necessarily bad thing because it does give you something to grip a hold of when you pull the knife out of your pocket. It is a front flipper, and you have the opening holes, and we're going to talk a little bit about that here in a second. But it's all about that blade and handle shape together. You have that nice, beautiful, deep belly on this. I don't know what they're calling this blade shape. There's not a whole lot of description on that on their website, on Kunwu's website. I think it's kind of like a clip point. You have that nice, or I don't know, whatever it is you want to call it, it's beautiful. That's what I want to know, because this is curved right in here. I have my ruler here so you could see there is a curvature from that spot to that spot. There's a small curve. And so it's kind of like a clip point, but with that nice deep belly and that nice finger choil on the front for a nice choke up position. Really nice Van Axe steel, which of course I'm going to be a fan of, being non-corrosive or anti-corrosive, or not as corrosive as other steels, put it that way. Let me wipe this off a little bit. And they are saying on their website that this is heat treated to 60 to 62 HRC, which is absolutely amazing. And there's just something about that entire package that I really enjoy. And for me, that's a perfect 4 fingers for me to grip a hold of. And again, the way that that titanium has been milled out provides plenty of grip for that blade. So they have that nice finish on the blade, nice satin belt finish on that. The beautiful. You have the swedge up there at the top of the blade. And then you have the milling where the hole is too. So you have the opening hole, but then they did this extra little milling on either side that gives you just a little bit of a design, and also it's functional at the same time because you can get your finger in there when you're flicking it open. But you have that nice blade. Not any billboarding. You just have the name of the blade and the steel. And that's all that there is on the blade. And that's all it really should be. You don't even need to have the name of the blade, but I know a lot of people do. Or you can have your logo as a company. I understand that part of it too. As a knife maker, I like to have my maker's mark on the blade. That's just kind of a traditional thing. But the way that it fits in your hand is just great. The nice jimping right there on the tops, right where your finger is, to make sure when you're doing any cuts, you got that nice deep belly, and you can really pull cut and just all the things that you want to do. It's an amazing option. The lock bar. So when you're looking at it as a profile, There's no cutouts for the lock bar, but there's plenty of space to get your finger in there. They did mill out or chamfer out on either side a spot for your finger to get in there to access the lock bar. And there's plenty of space to do that. And there's really no issues with that. It is a front flipper, which I can actually do, which is awesome. So they have the geometry right with that again. The action is just completely smooth like glass. It's just so good. And, you know, like I said, look, it's just a nice smooth front flipper. And it's not like total drop shutty, but man, it doesn't really need to be. I did on my unboxing, the blade came down and caught my thumb, which could be an issue. As if you do have it tilted up, I don't have a lot of space between the camera and the ground here, or my table. And the blade will come down and it will hit your finger, but it's not complete drop shut, so you don't really have to worry about it. You have plenty of time to get your finger out of the way before you go ahead and shake it closed, which is awesome. Everything about this is amazing. So let's get into some of the specs real quick. First of all, the price. The original price was $329. But right now on Kunwu's website, as I'm filming this, the price is $279. So they dropped that price considerably right now. So this is an awesome option if this fits within your budget. Personally, this is a little high for my budget, or I would have bought this a while ago. But what you're getting is premium steel, premium materials, Vanax blade, heated to 6162 HRC, full milled titanium on bearings. I don't know how you go wrong. So that price tag at even $329 is understandable. 100% for me is understandable, but it's a little bit beyond my price point for which I'm comfortable at, which is just my personal preference. So let's look at the length. They have the overall length of this listed at 7.08 inches, which is absolutely true. The blade length is 2.95 inches, which would be roughly the back of the sharpened edge where the choil is, which I guess if you line up the front of the scale is right about there. So yeah, that's true. And really, really nice. Let's look at the weight on this. Let's see, what does it weigh? They have it listed as, let's see, what's the weight? Excuse me. Man, I am not being able to breathe this morning. At 3.91 ounces. Yep, look at that. 3.9 ounces. So excellent. With the full titanium and everything else. Really awesome. Let's check out and see if there's any milling on the inside of the... Yep. So you can see in the middle, on the back side of the scales, there is milling to remove some of the weight. And overall, gosh, it's really good. Where the finger choil is, you have the chamfering right in here. So you have that chamfering so it's smooth on your finger, and it is very, very comfortable in the hand. I don't have any hot spots at all. And I really like the way the handle is shaped where it curves down, and it really allows it to fit into your hand very well to do any of the cuts that you need. Some people would rather have the bigger one, but I'm very happy with this size. It is very smooth, very compact, and it fits in the pocket pretty well too. Let's look at some size comparisons. This should be interesting. You have that versus the Rat 2. So obviously the overall profile is going to be much taller than the Rat 2, but the overall length is fairly close. This stretches out a little bit more than the Rat 2. The Civivi Elementum, which I use for size comparisons, again, as far as blade length go, we're right in the same territory. The Compadre's handle sticks out just a little bit more in the best possible way for you to get a full handle on that knife. And then finally, we're going to take these out of the way, and we're going to take a look at, boom, my Para 3, which will be a little bit more of a better size comparison with these two. So you can see blade length is pretty much the same, and handle length is absolutely the same too. The overall profile of these two, obviously the Kunwu's blade is actually taller than the Para 3, which, well, actually, it's about the same, to be honest. It's just a tad bit taller, just because of that deep belly that this thing has. Let's look at it when it's in the closed position to see what it holds up in the pocket. So you can see the comparison between those two. In the pocket's going to be roughly the same. And the thickness of these two are actually, let's see. Yep, they are pretty much dead even the same thickness as far as the handles and the overall package. So excellent, excellent, excellent option. So there you guys are, the Kunwu Compadre. An excellent option from Kunwu. They are just doing some really amazing, awesome things. And I wish I could keep this one. But for right now, I'm going to have to send it on to whoever gets it next. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. I know I personally have. Please subscribe, like, leave a comment, or not. Again, the choice is always yours.